Finish him! Get over here!
Yo, what's going on, guys? So this is the most tryhard Daniel build. I think I made a video already on this his build, but I have to update it now because this is way better. I just made a new strategy for a net, and then I just made that work on Daniel, and it just became the best build because you know, just something new. You're not gonna see any Daniel playing this build until you see this video. So let me just go real quick here so we can get to the gameplay. So we're using the punches here for Mr. X. This is the increasing the bite damage. Okay, I'm not sure the name in English. I don't remember right now. Maybe it's Rend or something. Maybe it's Rend. Not sure. But yeah, increase the damage bite. You can see the, you know, the row there and everything, the order. And this is for invincibility when we control the creatures. Okay, so that's the increased biting damage and invincibility when we control the creatures. This guy I like to use the energy. The other, like, technically you could try using the other it's either this guy, the overclock, or the explosion guy. It's either one of the two, but I feel like this could kind of fuck my hand on certain scenarios, like because he's so slow to get up from the floor too, you know. So I think this flows a little better and it gives you the energy back, so that's why I use it there. Now for area 3, it's kind of, you definitely do not want to use equilibrium mod because it's gonna mess up your hand. You're gonna have like 3 mods in your hand, so it's not gonna work too well, as you're gonna see from the deck here. Well, actually, yeah, you could try using the equilibrium mod here, but the flow of the deck just wouldn't work as well as I intended to. But it's definitely something you can try. I'm gonna show you the flow soon, especially when you see the game. So yeah, you could try using the equilibrium mod to get a bit of extra energy, but you're gonna have 2 mods, so playing the cards is gonna be a little harder, comboing the cards, because you only have 2 instead of 3 in your hand. I mentioned the crouch chops as well because it's kind of slow them down, because I do have quite a bit of guns, so the fact that they slow down does help sometimes. Or if I'm controlling the creature as well, they cannot like run around too much to avoid the creature, so it does help a little bit. And it's a cheap card as well. And the other option you could try using the remote shot, but I just don't use him because they're gonna have Kashimas and whatnot, so you're not gonna, you know, it's not kind of gonna be useless. He's mostly only good if you want to place him on the court so he infects people basically instead of using the cow chops. But you know, everything else is kind of, he's not gonna be that useful, I would say. You gotta get him up from the floor. That already takes like maybe 4 seconds. The invincibility lasts 6 seconds, so you're pretty much losing all the invincibility just to get him up on from the floor. So it's kind of pointless. And when he gets up, he has no invincibility. He's gonna get stun locked forever, or get killed. So it's just pointless. I'd rather use something that's like this, for example, that just stays there and they cannot really counter it. Or you could try the equilibrium mod. It's up to you. So as far as the equipment here, you definitely need these 2. Okay, I'm not sure the name in English, but I think it's Noxious Compound. Yeah, I think that's probably the name. These 2 increased how much time they take to get off the immobilizing round. So that's why I have these 2. You could make only 1 work, but the reason why I have 2 is because if you're playing the best squads, they're gonna, you know, destroy their controller trying to break free. So you're gonna need 2, otherwise it's just not gonna work out. They're gonna be able to get away before you do what you want to do. Okay, so that's why I have 2. It's really for the squads, but just 1 would be enough against like normal players. And then you need this for the guns, so you know that's kind of a no-brainer. And this is kind of, you can kind of mess around with this. I've been messing around, like something you can try using. Defection is not necessary, okay, because the damage here and the aura is already going to guarantee you level 1 infection, so you don't need to use canister here. It's pointless. You can try using damage, so that's gonna make it so the biting is 2 bites is gonna kill anyone pretty much. I think except for Tyrone, okay? Except for Tyrone and maybe Samuel, okay? But anyone else, if you're using this, the level 3 damage is gonna, 2 bites is gonna kill him because of this guy right here, okay? So it's really good if you want to go for high damage on the biting. As you're gonna see, it's really easy to get the bitings are pretty much guaranteed, okay? So you're gonna get the bites. It's just a matter, do you want to down them or not? I feel like this is not worth it against the squads because it's gonna have sprays. You know, it's probably not that worth it. We have something you can use. Also, because our zombie is gonna have energy leech, so having the extra damage will also get you more energy back from the biting, okay? Now another option you could try using. This is not really worth it. Like, he would get up faster when you control him, but because you already have these 2, it's gonna hold him enough. This is not really that useful. Yeah, as far as creatures, you really do not need anything here. It's really just a damager from this category if you want to try it out. On the traps, there's nothing. And secondly, you can try using things for the camera. So if you wanted to, you could try maybe cooling fan. You could try playing the extra clip here, so you can get more energy. Because the extra clip makes this guy here have 5 energy, 5 shots. So you can possibly get 5 energy back instead of 3. So it does like make a big difference on how much energy you have on the match. So that's something you can try using. But because it does not have the faster firing rate, you know, the extra ammo might not be that worth it. But it is an option nonetheless. You could also, I don't know, maybe even damage if you wanted to. It's a possibility too. And you could try using maybe 2. This I don't think is that useful, but is an option as well. And lastly, you could also try using going for faster shots. This is probably the best option. Not gonna lie, because then you can take the time off, you know, a lot sooner, a lot faster. And finally, I think it's probably the best option. Not gonna lie, if not the first or second, is this guy. Because you have more energy, so you're gonna be able to cycle the deck more often. As you're gonna see here, we're gonna be doing that a lot. So I'm this is what you guys can test it out, see what works best for you. I'm gonna try this for now on. And this is the deck. So we have the discount for the guns, like pretty straightforward. And you have pretty much all the guns that are, you know, fire, the rifles. We have the air cannon, and the immobilizer round is what we're gonna combo with the creature. The clone is so we can clone this guy right here to get more energy. So we're using twice in a row. We're using this. You can also use the clone to clone the quick draw, or maybe even clone the creature on some scenarios. It can be useful. Okay, so that's why we have the clone there, and also because there's no other better card. Not gonna lie. We need a shield because the squad's gonna be shooting the shit out of your cameras, since we're playing pretty much guns only. The quick draw is so we can, and this is also why I'm using Equilibrium Bot in area 3, because the quick draw is going to allow us to you know, cycle 3 cards in a row, so that makes the shield come much faster. You know, we're going to be using the shield a lot frequently, as well as getting the combo that we want, which is the immobilizer round and the creature a lot more often, because we're cycling so much faster, you know, because of quick draw. Discount, in a way, it's kind of a filler, I'm not gonna lie, but I guess it helps because, you know, it makes this cost 1, you know, maybe this costs 1, so, but otherwise this is mostly a filler. I don't know if you could try finding anything else better to use here. Maybe using this just for the 1 energy, but I don't know. It's mostly a filler that can have some benefits, okay? Possibly you could even try using another creature here, but he won't have the energy lead, so, but yeah, totally possible you could try using another creature here if you wanted to. Because that way, you know, instead of just this guy alone, you have 2 creatures to combo with this. You're gonna get creatures more frequently, okay? But creatures without this guy is kind of useless, as you're gonna see in the match, because we're essentially immobilizing them with this, and then you're gonna spawn the creature, get up, and bite them before they leave the immobilizer round. So we get 15 seconds, we get plus the infection, we get plus the energy back, because the zombie has a energy leech. And possibly you could even shoot them with the rifle during all this animation going on, if you wanted to. Okay, it's essentially like an ambush and net, but with Daniel, using this guy right here, the endurance, the invincibility, and these 2. And also because we have higher damage, like I mentioned, if you want to use the damage here as well, like just 2 rows of this, like, no, and like honestly, like if you use this, I'm not shitting you, like if you use like the damage here, plus this guy, like you use the immobilizer round and you bite with him with a build like that, he's gonna take like 70% of his health away, like maybe 80%, because there's still the infection damage that he takes after the biting. So, you know, like you essentially, he's gonna lose like 2 herbs just to recover from a single bite, for example. So it's very easy if you try to focus on someone with damage like that, if you try to focus on Val or Jen, to make them run out of green herbs, and you just keep downing them constantly, for example. It's something you can do. Very easy to do with this build because of the high damage due to this thing right here that a Nat doesn't have, for example. But I feel like, you know, the damage is already pretty high. You're doing already above 500 damage, even without this guy. So I feel like the energy is probably a little better, so we can get more shoes. You know, we can use cards more often. That's probably more helpful. So yeah, guys, that's the build. You guys are probably gonna see. I'm actually gonna try using 2 creatures for now on. See how that goes. But yeah, let's go to the gameplay. Hopefully, it didn't take too long explaining the build. See you guys there. Alright guys, so I have the first match here. You can see there I'm using damage this time. I actually did not find damage to be the best, okay? So I felt like, because the squads, they're gonna be shooting herbs. They're gonna have like, you know, they're gonna have sprays. It's just kind of not that good. I would either go with the energy or with the faster firing rate for the the rifles, I'll say. If not cooling fan. The cooling fan can help too, because again, they're going to be all over your cameras. So having that faster recovery will help you get the shield back again, you know, because when you recover, you get the shield. Also, regarding the clone, it's something I found out kind of later, recently, after, you know, recording all these matches. But this is pretty much for all builds. But usually, when doing the cycling type of build that I have on the deck, it's usually better to have a crawler instead of a clone there, because the clone sometimes, you know, it stucks your hand, like, and you can't like for example, you might get a quick draw in your hand, a clone shield, okay, a clone shield, and I don't know, maybe the zombie, for example. Like, there's nothing you can combo with each other, so it's kind of ruins your hand, and you have to like maybe waste a zombie, and then it pauses your energy. You know, it just kind of fucks up everything. Maybe you have to use the quick draw and then get rid of the zombie, which is not something you want to do. So you know, the clone sometimes can be often problematic, even though it does help a lot when you happen to get it, like with the gun leech, like I mentioned an example for, like I mentioned earlier as an example. Like you can clone the energy rifle there to get like 6 shots in instead of 3, for example. But you know, I found it better to go with the crawler, because then it's just easy to get rid of, and it doesn't clunk your hand. Like you see me using the crawler right there. So you can also combo the mobilizer round with the rifles, obviously, as well, to get a bit more time. If you have the fasting firing rate on the rifles, even better. And notice as well, like when you can, you always want to use the invincibility on the doors, right, to get some bites, get the time off. So see, Jen, like, it's very hard to hit them like that when you they're not stunned. So for the most part, you want to try stunning them before you go for the shots with the rifle if you can. And you see, like, I mean, like, this count is kind of a filler. Like, unfortunately, I don't know, maybe it could be better using something else, but you see right there, this count was totally useless. Like, sometimes there's not much use to it. And this is what I mean, like, you use the thing, then you spawn the creature. Usually, you can still get a swipe in before you go for the grab. In this case, you want to go for the back grab. I just go for the front grab here because she was alone. Otherwise, you definitely want to go for the back. And this is why, what I mean with the cycling, why you want to have the quick draw and everything. You see right now, I cycle and then I can easily get the shield back like very soon. See right there, there's a shield again. So that's simply because of we don't have like 2 mods or anything like that, and we also have the quick draw and the energy, like I mentioned, from the reactor to help us keep this up. And like I mentioned, the thing also mentions also helps you get the combo that you want more frequently, the quick draw, because you're cycling everything. That was kind of unlucky there. Like, he did a different animation because of the stairs, so he could not complete the biting there because the invincibility wear off. But you want to go for the back biting, like I did there. You see, sometimes, like in this case, I did not really need the shield, so I used the quick draw instead to get the combo, but that missed right there. But you can see, notice the time, how low it is. This is a small map as well. Lab is a very survivor favorite map. Area 1, and one of the reasons for that is because Area 1 is so small and very fast to get over with. You know, especially when they separate on the Area 1. Like, they're, you know, you can pretty much only defend 1 room by the time they got all the 3 keys in this map, so it goes by too fast. But you can see how slow the time is. We're still like lasting a minute pretty much, regardless, even though it's a really bad map. So on a map like Bemusement, for example, this build would be way you would notice the difference even more on how good it is for taking the time away. And like I mentioned as well, if possible, you definitely want to try focusing the biting on a single survivor, possibly throughout the whole match either as well, so that he runs out of you know, green herbs, and you can just kind of focus him down, you know, because when he goes down, they do waste a little bit of time. Even though if they had to have a spray, they'll still have to waste a bit of time to get them up, like get off the objective, go for the heal, you know. So it does help if you can down people constantly. Tyrone's gonna have more health, so sometimes it's kind of probably pointless to focus on him, because he's gonna have the most amount of health. Maybe want to focus on Jan or Val because she has less health, and Jan because she's gonna be the one shooting your cameras. So you might as well take her down, you know. And this again with the shield, it also allows us to guarantee that we will be able to combo things. Now, you see, sometimes it happens like when you spawn the creature like I just did here. The game won't let you control it immediately for whatever reason. That I don't know, I'm not sure if it happened on this match, but probably during the video you're gonna see that at some point. The game won't let you control the creature, and so like you can't get up faster, like as fast as you need to, and that screws up the timing and thus the combo with it. This is the only part that I hate. Like sometimes you get the shield, the quick draw, and a card that you cannot combo. That's like it'd be best if you had like four cards there, but you need to discount more for guns. But sometimes the RNG is like really annoying too on the hand. Something that I don't know why they implemented this on the build. So the game, I mean, it's so stupid. Like having to rely on RNG about what cards you use and when. I mean, they could have easily fixed that with just by adding one extra card to the Mastermind hand. I think we already fixed it. Like having you're able to hold 5 cards instead of 4, it would already fix it. I think it'd be much more playable, so to speak. This game I think I was actually playing. Well, this I need some music, so I actually have no sound like when playing this. So that's probably why I got stunned by the flashbang there, because I couldn't hear shit. I'm not sure, but that was kind of unlucky as well. And you can see this is so stupid as well. Like Mr. X is so good but so bad at the same time. Like you can tell he's so much slower than the survivor. It's just so unnecessary. He gets stunned like crazy too. You see, all his animations are very slow. It's kind of similar to Birking. Just so unnecessary. There goes increased cost, so nothing we can do there. Yeah, this is kind of weird as well. Like the door is closed, but he kind of goes through. Not sure what's up with that. Maybe it's lag or something. We got the Ivy. I have 2 matches, by the way. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I lost one of them because I wanted to show you like how the build can, the weaknesses, so to speak. That Jen one-shot my camera right there. I don't know if you could tell. She was hiding on doing that little glitch thing where they can shoot your camera without you shooting them back. You know, like a shoulder view, so to speak, where they have no hitbox, but they can still hit your camera. Just kind of doing that bullshit right there. So I didn't actually notice her there, so she just shot at my camera. This match is mostly just to show that you know, you see what I mean. Like right there, the game didn't let me control the creature for like 1 second. I don't know if you can notice that, but that completely screws your timing. I don't know why it does that, but sometimes it might happen. But yeah, like I mentioned, like this build is definitely the best build for him. Don't get me wrong, but don't expect to like beat a very good squad on a ship map like this or downtown, because it just, you know, a good build doesn't do miracles. Okay, the game is survivor favorite already. Like even if you're playing Bemusement, the game is already very survivor favorite. So you know, the fact that you have to play on a bad map on top of that is just, you know, you might win, but don't expect miracles, you know. Just don't expect miracles. So you see the energy there, like I mentioned, the overclock is really not that bad in comparison to the fat guy. But yeah, I feel like I'm not sure. The second match, I'm not sure if it was Bemusement or not. I don't quite remember. We'll see when we get there. But you can see you're gonna see that how much of a difference the map can make. Like this map is just like, especially on Area 3. Oh, which brings me to the mention, like this build is not entirely that good on Area 3. I mean, honestly, no build is, unless you're playing Area 3 Alex. Pretty much no build is good for Area 3 when playing a squad. Because the camera system is just so bad. Like the cameras have shitty angles. Like there's only one camera watching the core. You know, it's very easy exploitable. So that's for the most part. Especially if you're playing a gun build only, it tends to not perform well on Area 3. And you see I have the cow chops as well. I think on the next match you'll be able to see making more difference as well. So that's what I mean. You can also combo the mobilize round with Mr. X and get free downs. You usually want to do that on Tyrone because he's gonna scream and make everyone invincible for 15 seconds pretty much. So it's good if you can down him first. That way you have more pressure on the others. This was unlucky. I think because I actually tracked them, it made it so I didn't have enough time to get to the lifter. This match was just like so bad. Like everything went wrong. On top of playing a really already bad map. So like if you get these kind of VODs, like just don't worry about losing because it's pretty much, you know, you kind of already lost by the time the map started to load, you know. So don't even sweat it. It's just too many odds against your favor, you know. Against the survivors that have the opposite, too many odds on their favor, you know, for you to do anything about it. So see, we did get a good spawn there on the core. We can do the combo here with the cards. Jan just one-shotted us. So this is the problem as well. Like if you don't have the shield, you gotta be careful with Jan. Like that's kind of bullshit as well. The range on the right end, like she can like across the map one-shot you. But I mean, yeah, I mean, there's just not much you can do about that. It's just what it is. It's just this game. But hopefully you can notice how the build is really not that bad in terms of eating time away. Okay, so a map that's not this unfavorable, you can actually do a lot of damage with this build. It's much better than that build that I made with the creatures. You see again right there, the game did not let me control the creature, so it completely ruins the timing of you getting up. In relation to the, you know, the, what's the name, the mobilize around there. So yeah, this build, I wanted to include this build because I really wanted to showcase how the weakness of the build I think is worth, like, you know, like if you're playing like a bad map, you just have squads that just, you know, that exploit the camera system to the max. You know, like you have bad RNG cards, I don't know, like your bioweapon screws you over. You know, just a bunch of bullshit happening in the game. Like, I'm just want to show you that this build is not supposed to make miracles, even though it is the best build for Daniel. Daniel is likely the weakest killer in the game right now. Okay, I made a tier list calling Annette the worst, but I actually made a good build for her now. She's actually not that bad. Daniel is by far the worst. Even with this build, as you can see there, sometimes you can still... You can definitely win at this build, don't get me wrong. And I have won against squads. But it's just not that easy, because there's just too much bullshit that can get in the way, okay? And I mean bullshit is in the game bullshit, you know, just stupid mechanics that can ruin the counterplay for you as the mastermind, or just give you no chance in general, you know, like playing downtown for example is like giving you no chance in general to win the match, you know. It's not a matter of how good your build is, it's just the map is just too survivor favorite. So you see what I mean now. I was using damage on the first one, so now we're gonna use the reactor. And this match you're gonna see. Again, these are all against very good players, because I want to, obviously if you're playing bad players, it's gonna be, you're pretty much gonna win. It's gonna be much more effective than what you see here. But I just wanted to showcase you guys the worst case scenario, so you can know, you know, what is the weakness, you know, how can you deal with it, and things like that. Now this was Casino, which again is not a good map for Mastermind. It's just like okay, I guess. If you watch my map tier list, you will understand a little better what I mean. But okay is definitely not a good. Okay, when I say okay map, does not mean a good map. Neither an average map. It's just like okay, you know. It's like it could be worse. type of comment. You know, it could be worse. It's not a good map, but it could be worse. If you know what I mean. Downtown. But for the most part, it's just like, yeah, it's just okay. But Amusement is the only good map in the game for Mastermind. Everything else is just kind of okay. Let's see, we're gonna do the combo here. You can usually do sometimes you can do the swing like I mentioned. If you can't do the swing, just fine, just go for the biting. And you're getting like 15 seconds obviously every time you get the biting there on the zombie. So you see they already lost 1 minute on the clock, as you can tell right there. And they just got to the first door, because that biting just takes a lot of damage. Sorry, a lot of time. The rifles help a lot with taking the time away as well. So using the quick draw so you can get the combo again. Another problem that can happen when playing this build or any build whatsoever, honestly, is that the survivors can pre-shot a camera. For example, like right now, they're not pre-shotting my cameras, but even though I'm not firing anything at them, they can still like shoot your camera, even though you're not firing anything at them. So, you know, by the time you go assemble something, your camera is pretty much already down or low on health. Something they can do as well. You can see I'm using the clone in this match as well. You can see maybe the difference compared to the when I was using the crawler there. Now there's another match on my channel. I don't know if the video has already been posted. It's called exploiting. I'm gonna call the title exploiting the cam system to the max, the camera system to the max. Something like that's gonna be in the title. Which I'm actually playing this build again, but it's actually like a very top squad that I'm playing. With this build, and I actually beat them. Okay, so you guys can see better, you know, another type of squad match using this build, how it goes. You can have like a better idea. And like I mentioned, they were actually abusing the cam system to the max, and I still beat them with this build. Okay, so just go to show you guys how the map can make a difference. Okay, and it's not so much the build that's the problem. It's just, you know, the game. The game is the problem. Essentially, the map you're playing. You know, the amount of things the survivors are abusing or not abusing, things like that. And you see, again, notice how easy it is to take time away with this build. Like, again, we're not playing a good map. This some amusement, like for example, which is, like I mentioned, is a good map, is way more effective. But you can see here, even on good to bad maps, you can get some good time off. And you see right there, I did the swing as well. Doing the swing as well is going to do more damage along, besides the biting damage that you're already doing. But yeah, just notice how easy it is to take the time away. And also how frequently we're getting the shield because of our deck flow. Okay, those are really the keys to the build. I was really surprised Tyrone didn't die there. Which is like, I mean, like that's why you do not want to focus on Tyrone, because he's pretty much immortal for the most part. It just has way too much health. Even with the damage build, it's hard to down him. But you can see area 1 on an okay map. You just pretty much destroy their time for the most part. Something I don't agree to as well. I feel like they get way too much time from doing the objectives or going to the areas like this. I feel like they should get a little less, but yeah. So now we can do the combo there. You see. Notice as well, I do sometimes make, you know, somewhat of a mistakes on staying in the camera for too long and allowing them to get, you know, 10 seconds, maybe 20. So if you can avoid these when you're playing as well, the build is going to be even more effective. Now in this case, I'm trying to focus on Tyrone here because he's the lowest on health out of all of them, as you can see, and you can tell he does not have green herbs because he wasn't healing. This is what I mean earlier by saying that it's really easy to focus on someone. And you can see right there as well how I combo with the gun during the animation there. If you're using the cooling fan instead of the energy, you can see, for example, a scenario like this, cooling fan would have made a difference. Because they're just going to be shooting your cameras, like you just know they're going to be destroying your cameras. So having the cooling fan to recover and get you the shield faster, not faster but more frequently, would be very helpful. So I'm going to focus on Val here. I should probably focus on Tyrone, but I was planning on hitting him, but I missed the mobilize round there. So I'm going to focus on Val here. Because he's already used the healing, so she's not really a threat now. She can't heal anyone. She should just use the power. Like if Tyrone is usually the one with the key as well when you're playing the squads. You see right there, then he screams. You can't do anything at this point. You just have to wait. Now this match, I'm not sure if I actually was playing with music. Maybe it was. I'm not sure. Maybe all the 2 matches I was playing with music. So I cannot really hear like the flashbang. I'm actually just looking at them, at the characters, and seeing if they're moving their hands or not to show the flashbang. That's kind of how I'm playing. And you can see what I mean, like how they're pre-shotting my cameras. If you have cooling fan counters these type of pre-shottings very well. Okay, so it's just something like an alternative you can try instead of using the energy. But I feel like, you know, but the energy would be way you know, shorter if you're not using the reactor. So it's you kind of have to balance, trade one for the other there. See right there, that was kind of another mistake, just giving them free time on the camera there. But you can see how it's just like very easy for them to like really rape your cameras, and you can't really do anything about it unless you have a shield in your hand. Notice the deck flow there to be able to get multiple shields very quickly. And we're comboing the shield with the thing here as well. Overclock right there to help us with the energy. I was about to control that creature, but I couldn't. Otherwise, it would have been the perfect play there. To beat their a bit more of their time there. This is something that's very stupid as well. How they can shoot your camera even though it's recovering, they can still shoot it and hold it down even longer. Like if it wasn't already long enough, you know what I mean? It's just so dumb. So unnecessary. You see right there the deck flow again to get the shield. Very important that you have the deck flow. That's why I don't have the 3 mods. Sorry, the 2 mods on area 3. Especially in area 3 is when you need the shield the most, right? Because you only have like one stupid camera watching the core. It's so bad. So again, I'm gonna focus on Becca here because she's low on health. Use the power again. I think he used the power back when I used Mr. X. So yeah, that was quite fast that he used it again already. And you can see again, like, notice how very good it is for taking their time away on the overall match. And again, Bemusement maps are a little bigger. Is even more efficient in terms of eating their time away. So the cow chops, you kind of want to put them on their way towards the core. You know, at the core itself, you just want to put them everywhere. You know, it's just a slowdown factor, really. You just want to take advantage of. I honestly feel like maybe the remote shout. Now that I think about it, like maybe the remote shout could be a little better to infect them. You know, even though you're not, because it would kind of do the same effect as the cow chops in the sense that it would just be there, the remote shout, but it would actually infect them. You know, the cow chops don't really do anything unless they run on top of it. The infection would actually take time off, so it could be a little better. You know, I think Tyrone just scream again. I think he screamed again, so that's like the 3rd time already. I haven't even forgot this first time, and he already used it 3 times. Try to focus on Val here, but I think she already used her power, so still gonna shut it down her. Tyrone's alone here, so I can get him here. So much health. Surprise! Maybe she's using that right there. She was using that skill to heal teammates faster. I feel like, which is such a coincidence, unlucky coincidence. Because pretty much no one uses that. Do some damage to Tyrone. I think that was a spray right there, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, just typical squad play using sprays. These guys, I'm actually not sure that they're on squad, but it's not like they need to be on squad. You know, if they are squad players, they will play as like a squad would, regardless if they're together or not. So you know what I mean. So they will still play the meta, so to speak. So here, not much I can do, because again, this typical area 3 problem, like I mentioned. No camera. You see, cooling fan is also something that would help a lot in these type of scenarios. So I'm really not sure if it would be worth more than the energy, but it definitely would be a very good difference using cooling fan, because with like I mean, survivors are just all over your cameras. So cooling fan helps you get that shoot back, you know. But again, as long as the map is not like super bullshit like downtown or lab, you know, things are just super small, it's usually not a problem, okay, for, as you can see, to really eat their time away, even though they're maybe destroying your cores and whatnot. I see this is an example of the cow chops and kind of slow them down a little bit. So I guess that's the build. It's really good. Try it out. You're gonna win a lot of games. Just don't expect to do miracles on bad maps with the worst killer in the game, okay? But it's definitely his strongest build so far. So yeah, see you guys on the next one. Take care.